Welcome everyone to our podcast. It's me, Zero, here with
Decade.
Slider 5597.
Right.
And today we're here to talk about episode 17 of Kamen Rider Ex-Aid, The Unusual Bergster. Still love that title for some weird reason. So our episode. Oh wait, no. My first note is I want Excite back at the beginning of the episode. I miss it.
Second.
This is 3 episodes in a row we haven't had Excite at the beginning. I know it's later in the episode, but I miss that opening sequence.
Yeah, it is getting a bit old.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just waiting until they get a new OP and then just stick that in. That's the only guess. Like, the other two, I'm like, alright, they took it away for dramatic effect. I guess this one you can say that too, but like, if they do it for the next damn episode, they're stretching it.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on. So the episode starts off proper with Imu playing Mighty Action X for the first time since episode 1, I think. This is really... Or has he played it since then?
I think he may have.
I'm not sure. We just don't see him playing much on that system. That still has no name.
It's a Joy Boy.
It's a Get 'em Boy. Sounds like a fight game. I don't know. But I just...
Get him,
Get 'em Boy. So yeah. The CR director is upset that Imu is absent from the CR, even though he was given the day off from surgery training, since Hiro is overwhelmed with operations to mentor him. And it turns out that Poppy was the one who suggested that Imu should take the day off, since he hasn't seemed to be in good health lately, and she thought it was due to fatigue, because she still doesn't know that he has the game virus. And the doctor knows, but she doesn't. Or does she? God, I'm having trouble keeping track of this.
No, she doesn't know.
Right. 3. Zero Taiga, and then Hiro told his dad last episode. I was about to say Genom seems to know. He does.
Well, he probably set this whole mess up, so...
I constantly forget that the CR director is a character on the show.
You aren't the only one. He's so forgettable.
Well, the thing is, like, it's one of those weird things this show does, is like, they put the medical stuff so far in the background, and it's like, well, technically, like, realistically, this is modern Toei we're talking about, like, they couldn't really do the medical stuff that well anyway. Like, it's a miracle that they're doing this stuff decently. So, they're just making the smart decision of, okay, we're only going to cut to these guys when something interesting happens, and because it's a writer show, we're going to cut to them when it's the writer, when writer stuff's happening. So, like, I still think he could become a more interesting character going forward. And the other thing is, like, he's a pretty serious person, or normal enough person when he's talking to everyone, except Hiro and Poppy.
Are we thinking about the same character, Zero? Are we talking about the same character? I wouldn't call him normal.
Yeah, I know, but he's talking to his son, so he's more, relaxed then. And with Poppy, he's just, he's having fun or whatever. But
he has no spine.
Yeah.
No, that was back in Ghost Sager or something.
Well, the thing is, like, he is the director of a hospital, so it's like, he's not totally incompetent. I'm still hoping for, like, one of the good things that they did in Drive was, like, their like commander person. Like it's like the comic relief for the beginning part, but like as the show goes on, he gets more and more serious, and you realize that like yeah, if push comes to shove, he can like pull strings. Yeah, that was the saddest thing, man. They could have given him a good. At least Georgia did that well, I guess. I don't know. It was just a clip show, so I haven't seen that episode.
I'm like 30 episodes behind doing
Humans.
So I assume by that Mario does find out that
Yeah.
the Geoger.
Yeah, like the last couple episodes, like
He wears a makeshift costume with his face on it.
I have seen that picture.
That's real.
yeah.
I figured it was.
I mean, he's such a fun character. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. You get the henshin too. Like the problem was like Honganji did get the henshin, and then they immediately turned it into a joke. I'm like, come on, man. Like he could get his ass kicked, but let him at least
I
do
know,
some damage.
That was so disappointing.
Yeah. But then again, what do you expect? It's a freaking writing team from Double, right? Or not all of it, but you know.
The head writer.
Yeah, they have this bad habit of freaking damaging good moments in their own shows.
So yeah. Well, after that, a giant burger with an Oni mask appears and steals Emu's burger. Because that's just a thing we're doing now.
Dude's gotta eat.
Burger's gotta cannibalize. So said burger turns out to be a bugster. The bugster runs away into a parking garage.
So is this Burger King's mascot in Japan?
I think they still have the king over there. I don't know. Does Burger King have a mascot anymore?
I mean, Pepsi has a guy.
No, that's Pepsi Man.
Yeah.
Nobody can beat Pepsi Man. I'll hail Pepsi Man.
When Pepsi Man HD?
That is the true question.
I don't know, man. Aren't we working on the subs for that? It's been sitting in the...
No, that was some Momotaro Pepsi. We're talking about the PS1 game. Or whatever it was. So yeah. The burger runs back to the parking garage. The man runs over and tells the burger that he told him to stay in the car. Man scolding a burger. Whatever. And goes, what would have happened if somebody had seen you? And then Emu appears, because of course he saw the burger, and tells the old man to stay away from the burger. Says that he is a CR doctor and that he will remove the bugster. Which is kind of interesting, because this is really the first time we've seen a human interacting with a bugster. I mean, it's not an uncommon concept in Toku.
Yeah, this show is weird. It's borrowing like a lot of shit from early Heisei, and then suddenly ideas from Drive and making them work better. I don't know what the hell's going on with this show, but it's working.
So yeah. We then get, the old man saying, please don't kill the bugster, he isn't a bad guy. Asuna arrives, asking if the old man is the patient. Emu confirms that the old man is the patient and is infected. Taiga and Nico also arrive. And then there is an exchange between Taiga and Nico that is, like, pure gold.
So, here's something that's interesting. How does Taiga keep knowing where to find the bugsters?
They're on the stethoscope.
Well, he has some sort of monitoring system that I think we've seen in
episodes. It's the same thing that Genom does. Like, where's the attack? You just turn on your damn stethoscope and it just shows you where an attack's happening. Because remember, he was...
It's called a games...
But
0. It is called a game scope.
Sorry, game scope. All right, sure.
Yeah,
It's
got a name.
Bring out your SNES bazookas, everyone. Let's see which one holds out longer.
No, that's the super scope.
I know.
there wasn't really an attack, though. The Bugster wasn't really active in this case.
I think it's just as soon as one of them henshins, because the thing is, like, I remember, like, Hero and Taiga.
Which didn't happen.
Okay.
I think it's just plot convenience.
Yeah.
He found the Bugster because the plot needed.
Look, man, he's the straight man in this episode. He's got to show up to bounce off all this crazy.
Yeah, really.
I mean, with Nico around, I mean, she shows up with an eggplant to distract Poppy. It's like, what the
I was
hell?
wondering what that was.
It's a pun. It's a bad Japanese pun.
Oh, I was like, oh god, is this from something from...
There was a TL mode at the top of the screen.
Oh, shit.
Didn't catch it.
It's like Nasu is eggplant, and she was talking about Asuna being a nurse. Here, let's see. Google Translate the ultimate, and I can't speak the language.
Yeah, see, I was just like, oh god, is this one of those damn side episode things, which the show has like a million of, so I'm like, crap, did I miss some joke? Because, like, I don't think they do net movies anymore, but they still spread out content all over the place.
Oh, and then the eggplant makes a reoccurrence later, but whatever. We were talking about,
But speaking of the eggplant, I thought it was pretty funny how, like, rather than just her pulling it out of her jacket pocket, it's like literally teleports into her hand.
I didn't even notice that, but I'm like, yeah, where did she get that? And the funny thing is, like, they fight for the eggplant, and then Poppy takes it, and then later on in the episode, you see her with it.
yeah, completely unnecessary. So yeah, Taiga's there because he wants to duel, Emu. To see who can defeat the Bugster first with their Gashops on the line. But Parado appears and asks if it's really necessary to have two people fight one Bugster, and says that they should have a 2-on-2. Parado transforms to Puzzle Gamer, while Ex-Aid and Snipe go straight to level 2, which is, I think, the first time we've had them go to level 2 without any thing of level 1.
No, it's not.
I thought we've had him go straight to level 2, but he had the animation that he went through level 1, I thought. Unless they appeared already transformed.
I think they cut it from time. Like, I know Laser definitely did, like, level 3s and stuff, but, yeah, I don't know. I think it's happened once or twice before. Yeah, also, Peridot, Mr. I'm level 50, talking about fair play here.
Yeah, why was Taiga level 2? Why isn't he always using Jet Combat?
Hell, he has level 5 now, and he can use it perfectly. Why isn't he using that?
Who the hell knows? Well, probably because if he used level 5, he would defeat the Bugster too fast for the whole episode's plot.
But level 3... Okay, maybe he was holding off level 3 to see what Emma would pull to use it as his ace. But yeah, level 5, I can understand not using. That thing's a little iffy.
Especially in a parking garage.
Hadn't quite gotten there. So yeah, Snipe is shooting the Bugster, and Ex-Aid tells him to stop because it's causing stress to the patient. Peridot says that Ex-Aid is fighting him and needs to get serious, suggesting that Ex-Aid use Mighty Brothers. So we then see that Emu only brought his driver and Mighty Action X with him and left everything else in the office, which I thought was kind of funny.
If that was even the office, that could just been his desk at his apartment.
Yeah, that's kind of
Emu doesn't have a home. That's been established. But he left it somewhere. He doesn't have them.
Dude, he has to have a house. I mean, how was he running late?
He lives at the office.
No, he doesn't.
Duh.
Because remember, when Graphite shows up, he's running late to the hospital. He can't live at the...
He lives at the hospital.
No, he's like...
Emu being bad at his job aside.
No, I still disbelieve. He has to have a house. It's ridiculous, right? Okay, for one thing, it's probably the same house. It's probably the same house that they shot like little Emu playing his games in, just so they could reuse that set. You know, it's probably gonna cut to him, and then there'll be newspapers on the windows, and then you know what happens.
Yeah, Snipe continues beating up the burger. The old man hands Emu a gashet and says that if you want to stop Snipe from beating up the burger, he should use it. Paradox says something off the side that reveals Juji Burger is a level 4 gashet. We then get the debut of Kamen Rider Ex-Aid Burger Action Gamer level 4. Which is a magnificent form, and I need that gashet now.
I agree.
Everybody give your thoughts on this.
Okay, the jingle was pretty not to my liking, but the form, yeah, it was pretty legit.
The jingle just adds to the absurdity, though.
True.
It really is. And it's nice that it's not a remold.
Yeah, I saw this armored. Like if it was colored differently, I'm like, man, robot should have been this.
I don't know about the ketchup bottles in the arm.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
If you gave him the fist and like the rest of the body looked like this, it'd be way more interesting. No wonder that damn thing disappeared.
There's just something so strangely perfect about it.
I know. I love how like Asna's like totally into it too. I'm like, yes, of course. The Jet Set Radio.
Even the guy that made it looked at it like, this is what I made?
Well, also, you gotta remove the roller skates. Because, yes, he has roller skates.
Well, yeah, because he's a waiter. He's gotta, like, serve people fast. Like,
Kamen Rider Sonic Drive-In.
the Rider Diner, man.
Rider Diner.
Kamen Rider the Diner.
Nice.
I just put...
Yeah, it has skates, and I'm like, okay, Taiga, how are you missing at this distance? One, this is a comedy episode, so that could happen. But then I'm like, wait, is this secretly the super speed form? Because, like, every rider now kind of gets, like, some speed form. I mean, like, they're strong. This is probably the weakest speed form that
yeah, I
we've
mean, we
ever
should have had a
had.
Sonic form. Just gotta go fast. Oh, wait, that's Sega, so that wouldn't work. But still gotta go fast.
Jet Set Radio, but whatever. Still Sega. The other thing is, like, I'm like, alright, this is fast. It might come in handy, and then Peridot later on, like, straight up clocks up. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah,
Well,
because I'm like,
although,
aside
that
from, like,
means-
Oz's speed form, which, you know, kind of varies in how strong it is.
Although if Peridot can clock up, that means any rider can clock up. They just have to get the right thing.
Yeah, I know, but, like, in the show, for riders who have speed forms, you know, this is probably the weakest right now. Like, before this, I would have said, like, Oza's one, but then again, it tends to vary enough that that thing could easily kick this one's ass. So I'm like...
Latura is pretty strong.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
The next thing I wrote down was just roller derby Ex-Aid, because he just skates all over the place. And then he grabs the burger Bugster and just kind of disappears. Just bye. The next thing we have is at the CRICU, where the patient's name is revealed to be Kaboshi Sukuru in the Bugster is called Burgermon. Burgemon. Sukuru is from the development team of the Genom Corporation, and when Dan disappeared, he tried to pull the company together and created a new game, which was Juju Burger, but apparently the game's code was infected with the Bugster virus, and it spread to him, creating the Burgermon Bugster.
Saying he created a new game was pretty generous.
Yeah, he really didn't, as we find out.
Well, he patched up the code for it. At that point, like, you're... Okay, that's the equivalent of going to Kojima and saying, yes, you didn't make the other Metal Gears beside the first one, because you didn't code everything. It's like, well, it's still mostly their game.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Because, game making, it's one of those things, like, who owns a game? Like, the one guy. Nobody, unless you're doing indie games, nobody freaking does. Even then, man, it's pretty rare to have one person make an entire game. I'm going with it's his game because he's the one who got it to work. Plus, coding is such, a nebulous thing where it's like, look, man, anybody can write the same code. Like, you could literally copy and paste somebody else's code and do whatever you want with it. Right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Any thoughts, Vashi? Right.
Yeah. But then again, he murdered a guy. I thought when he, took off, he took the equipment for it, too. But maybe he has such a damn gigantic ego. He's like, I am the brilliant inventor. Nobody else could ever use this.
Wait, speaking of that, apparently somebody else could use it, and that somebody being Sakuru, because he's been involved with Gashat creation for the past 5 years, and just uses the terminal in the CEO's office to make the Juju Burger Gashat so he could bring it to the CR and discuss the situation.
And by all means, he might not be the only one.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is one of those things that ties into we were talking about, okay, maybe Nico. That one theory that was completely wrong because I misread that line about Nico being a programmer instead of a pro gamer. Oh my god. That was such a good theory.
It was, and then you just had to read it better.
But this guy could be their help now.
Maybe. Hopefully we'll see more of him.
Yeah, he's
that
interesting.
Would be nice. But yeah,
Yeah. I mean, at least it's good that's showing, yes, this was a corporation. There are other people who can do programming, bro. Finally, right? Everybody's like, oh no. What the hell happened to the company? Like you said, they didn't mention anybody because they didn't want to pay any of the actors, right?
Right.
It's at least they're acknowledging that some people exist.
So yeah. Sukuna doesn't want Burgermon to be defeated and loves him like a son. And there's something weird about Poppy and Burgermon's arm/conveyor belt. And I think in this scene, all that really needs to be said is just watch the CR director's face, and that's just me. Just what the fuck am I watching?
I have something to say about that whole interaction. Oh my god, Poppy's room needed to be about her playing games with the Bugsters all along.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I was just... I did not like that, though.
One thing I did like is at the end, when she's like, oh, let's go play a music game now. And then Burgermon's like, oh yeah, let's do it. And I don't know if they intended for this or not, but they made a hardcore Car Ranger throwback with that winding up thumbs up that he does. That was pretty nice.
Oh, I need to check
nice.
that.
But yeah, Hiro arrives.
It's good that they're reusing that set. Like, how many uses have we had out of that thing? It's pretty impressive.
I don't know. So yeah, Hero arrives from doing all the surgeries and immediately wants to defeat Burgermon. After he sees him, since the Bugster are the enemies of humanity, tells Imu to give him his gashets and stuff, since his gashets were stolen. Speaking of stolen gashets, Peridot tells Dan about Imu getting Juju Burger gashet, and then has to remind Dan what Juju Burger was, and it was... Dan says the game was shelved when they couldn't manage the work. Dan is also doing something with the title quest and a black gacha gear duel.
Can we back up a little bit?
Go for it. Stop me if I ever go too fast.
Hero exclaimed that all bugsters are evil.
Well, he said they're the enemy of humanity.
Yeah, but they've been working with Poppy, who's been a bugster.
Yeah.
I meant to bring that up and completely forgot.
It was what? 6
Christmas
episodes
episode.
ago where he literally looked at Poppy in the eye and said, "Yes, I know you're a bugster. It's nothing special."
Well, he didn't go that hard, but yeah. I think... originally I thought... Oh my god. Okay, I thought this episode was gonna be more comedy, so I'm like, alright, Taiga's the straight man, Hero's gonna be the hard ass. So it kind of made sense that he's slightly out of character, but then like the episode was like serious later on, so I'm like, what the hell is that about?
Well, I'm wondering.
Yeah, they should have either rewritten that, or maybe that's going to be a character arc.
I'm wondering if Hero's outburst had to do with him being under the stress of knowing Emu has game syndrome.
Oh. Yeah, he doesn't want more bugsters around. It could be that.
I might be justifying it a little bit too much for them, but it's something.
I mean, with this show, who knows? It could be. Maybe he's like worried more bugsters will bring out the bugster side of him.
Who knows?
I mean, it's possible. It could also be that like he had one long ass day at work, and so he just snapped.
But yeah, Dan is doing something with title quests and a black gashet gear duel. Peridot is just amazed for some reason that there's another person who can create a gashet, which I don't see why he should be. Where was he? Dan says he must retrieve the Juju Burger gashet. Nothing really new there.
Yeah, he's mad that games were made that he didn't make.
He's gotta have all the rights.
Yeah. So, Emma wakes Sukuro up the next morning and says that Bergamon is gone. But, he's left a message in Pickles.
Oh, he did alright.
And then it's some stupid eggplant face something just so we can have the gag with the eggplant and then we come back to it's scrambled.
I was wondering where she got an eggplant until you guys reminded me about the thing that happened earlier with Nico.
And it was stupid.
I mean, that pun was stupid, but that was such like a... I was thinking it's like, alright, this is going to be a pure comedy episode, nothing major is going to happen, it's just basically a, skip it if you want type of thing, so it's like, of course they're going to do the, oh no, it's a cryptic message, and because it's Japan, they're going to do the stupid pun thing. So, yes, of course he has to rearrange it. And then he picks it up and eats it, and he's like, yes, these pickles are fresh. He couldn't have got far. These digital pickles that came out of a fucking screen.
Speaking of fresh, why did Asuna still have that eggplant?
Well, she can take stuff in and out.
Well, no, it was the next day. Why was she still holding it?
Maybe just to throw it at Nico.
Because she's Poppy.
I find it more troubling that Emu knows the difference between a fresh and a rotten pickle.
So yeah, But anyway,
Hey, it's important doctor stuff, bro.
before he eats the pickle, they decrypt the message where Bergamon says he will cure Sukuru.
If you really think about it, Emu didn't need to identify the pickles as fresh.
Really
Yeah.
good. But since
I
they
know,
are
but
fresh,
it's one of those things where it's like, it's a comedy episode, and then, like, they're spoofing the, oh no, this cryptic message thing. And then they're, like, spoofing the Japanese, wordplay thing. So I'm like, alright, this is just stupid enough to work. Plus, the thing is, like, everything the show does is like, alright, we're gonna put this dumb as hell comedy, which is not degrading or annoying, but it's really stupid, so you never suspect what's gonna happen.
but yeah, since the pickles are fresh, Emu says that Bergamon can't have gone far.
It's a good thing they have a device to literally point them in his direction.
Surely.
Well, I mean, it doesn't tell you where the Bugster is. Does it?
Then how did Taiga know where to go?
No, that's when they're
How do they
fighting,
always
because
find
okay, the henshin thing. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. You know what? No, because it doesn't, because they have to go looking for them. I think, alright, the Taiga thing is more of a plot hole, but then again, he tends to just spy on everybody, except like him.
He's got bugs on everybody.
That's actually something that I was thinking about earlier, is that maybe Taiga just, like, hacked their, like, communication system so that whenever Emu reports in that he found a Bugster, he knows where to go.
Yeah,
He
that would
probably
make
did.
sense. It would
But
give
I feel
Taiga
like-
something to do.
I would feel like that would have been, revealed to the audience if he actually did that.
Yeah. I think it's just like, this episode is like, alright, we gotta get them all together because this episode's just too crazy not to have them in. I don't know, maybe they just weren't out for lunch and there was this attack.
So yeah, Bergamon decided to go on a rampage and turn any people into burger ingredients. Because that's a power he has that was never mentioned before.
Well, he never actually does it, so I'm wondering.
Sure. Taiga appears and starts attacking Bergamon. Bergamon's just sitting there willing to let himself be destroyed to save Sukuru, but Emu, Poppy, and Sukuru all arrive. So Bergamon turns back to his rampage act. Emu then stops Taiga from attacking Bergamon. Tsukuru says that he didn't raise Bergamon to attack people, and Bergamon says that he's just been deceiving him the whole time, and that he is an enemy character. Emu calls Bergamon's bluff and says that he's just pretending to be an enemy character so that they defeat him, and not all enemy characters have to be defeated. Puppy agrees with Emu, saying that if you do well in Juju Burger, Bergamon smiles. So, I wish when Bergamon just says "shut up" or I'll turn you. Oh, and I'm gonna turn you into burger ingredients. At which, after he goes burger action, I will make burgers with no continues.
I love that.
Burger with no continue.
Oh my god, man. We could really... If this was a Sentai, they would have run with the no continues line thing.
Oh my god, that would have. So yeah, Ex-Aid goes burger action, and then proceeds to make a burger using ketchup and mustard lasers. Because I don't know how else to describe that except making a burger with ketchup and mustard lasers.
Someone watched Kids Next Door.
Oh my god, yes.
That's a throwback. Yeah, he gives the burger that he makes to Burgermon.
Well, of course he does. That's the point of the game.
That's the critical
Yeah.
strike of the Gashet.
Yeah, really.
You give them a
It's like-
burger. He just goes
How
up
is
to
this
Dan
level
like,
4?
eat this!
How? What if he exploded right
Oh,
after?
speaking of explosions, just nope on that delicious smile thing. Just no.
What? Oh, when he's like doing the gray smile, and then like his head opens and closes with that CGI
No, not that one. Afterwards, where he launches up into space and
into
just goes
space.
delicious smile.
That was fine. It's
How
Ryder.
weird.
I know,
Uh,
right? Fucking karate bugman to this.
oh, what was fun was Nico getting mad at Taiga because he was shooting down the ingredients in a hamburger making game. It's like,
Okay, that is
yeah,
pretty
dude.
funny.
You know what? I changed my mind. Nico needs a gash at.
Too
Yeah.
bad she doesn't get one. But Bergamot and Emu are wondering why Bergamot is still there, even after they beat the game. Pop just goes, making Bergamot smile is the clear condition of Juju Burger. Which, okay, whatever. We then get to probably the meat of the episode, which is, I don't know, it's tough saying it's the meat. There's a lot of stuff. There's a sudden just stage select out of nowhere.
So,
Were you just laughing because I keep saying meat and this is an episode about a burger?
well, yes.
Unintentional puns for the win.
So stage select is the second laziest way to do a scene transition, with the first being when they just do the scene change without actually explaining why. But
in the middle of a commercial.
But it is the best way to get to the new setting that you need for the next scene.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I mean, at least they explain it, so I'm like, alright, at least you tried to tie it into the gaming
the question
thing.
is how are Parado and Ginham doing that? Because that's the question.
Well, remember earlier when they did a stage select and just summoned graphite into it?
Who knows?
I imagine it works both ways.
Yeah, but they had already henshined. Unlike Dan
But
and...
Graphite didn't change, he was still in normal.
Oh, yeah, true.
So yeah, Dan and Parado appear. Dan declares that he will retrieve the unlicensed Gashet, and Parado wants him to play with him because that's his gimmick. Ginham goes zombie, Parado goes puzzle. Snipe goes off to fight Ginham while Ex-Aid fights Paradox. Paradox uses a finisher, knocks both riders out of their transformed states. Paradox grabs the Juju Burger Gashet, saying it's his. Emu just yells at him, saying, no, it's Sukuru's Gashet. Ginham uses Critical Dead on Bergamot and destroys him.
Top 10 tragic anime deaths.
Except this is an anime. Get your Japanese media
Yeah,
right.
it's Bergamon, the anime.
This isn't the Imagine anime.
You know what the saddest part is? Like, I'm like, alright. At first, I'm like, okay. At first, I'm like, it's a comedy type episode. You know how it ends. The monster is gonna die. And then they go like 2/3 of the episode and they solve it. I'm like, alright. Actually, no. There's no reason. Because normally when they do, it's like to progress like a character's development or something. I'm like, who the hell? They got like all the writers aren't gonna get affected if this guy dies. So him dying is stupid. And then like Perdo gets affected by it. I'm like, damn it, show. I didn't think of that. And then when he's like attacking the army, I'm like, he might have a chance. He can't die. I mean, come on, man. Like, he could be a recurring character.
But no.
Yeah, he doesn't have any gashets, though.
Pretty sure Emu transforming would have taken too long anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it did, he could have just stayed selected out. Maybe the enemies are just affected to where you are. But he only has level 2. And level 4.
And his level 4 was stolen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get Emu getting mad at Ganem, the Bugster seems to awaken inside of him, which was kind of interesting. At which point, Ganem goes, "Was it your body that made you help him?"
Well, the most interesting part about the Bugster virus this time is that usually when they have that little flash, it's a black background with like some yellow lights.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this time it's red.
Yeah, so next episode we're gonna probably get a
We're gonna see some
conclusion to
stuff
all
go
this.
down.
I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. I mean, Vashie, you got
Or at
something
least
on this?
start getting one.
Yeah.
Sure.
What? That's a-
Peridot controls him.
Well,
We don't use
Taiga
that.
only ever used one item back in his introduction episode. Or not Taiga, Hero. Taiga, I don't recall ever using the items. Same with
Hero used
Kiria.
it like once, and
Pretty much, Emu's the only one.
whoever used them, and he used them like 3 times, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of. Yeah, I mean, it's a good use. Like, if you have an ability and, like, let's be honest, the real reason those damn things exist is for the game. Yeah, so, like, they were never gonna stick around for the whole thing, but, like, yeah, Hero's not a gamer, so he wouldn't even think to use the items like that. And Taiga, I don't think cares, because he's a long-range guy, so most of those items are close range.
Oh, that's right. Hero never even used an item.
No, he did once.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But like, they used to appear in boxes. They don't even do that now. So it doesn't even make sense.
Well, part of it is that when Paradox activates his abilities, he just reveals all the items.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I guess they ran out of
It's
money.
half an excuse, but
Yeah, they probably ran out of money. But
Because
yeah,
those
at
are
least it's an
physical
excuse.
props on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be more interesting with like other writers because like most writers sort of have the ability to assist other writers, but like Ex-Aid is probably like the best, I guess. Like if he could just like select items,
Right.
like he could just boost other writers, like the opposite of how shittily Decade treats writers.
get over here.
um.
Oh, if that's all that.
That one writer that was eternal, like, what are you doing? And he just shoves his face forward, like, no, face that way.
Oh, so bad. I mean, freaking Momotaro was pretty bad too, but damn, yeah.
Momotaros is amazing. Don't you bet? No. So yeah. Back in the Peridot Genom base, Peridot says he thought they should.
Yeah, just one more thing. Like, you guys were talking about, like, they would start using items. Peridot is, like, the perfect enemy to use, like, Dragonite Hunter on. Okay, if Laser was still alive, it would be the perfect gas shot, but, yeah, whatever. Okay, I guess we got Mighty Brothers, so we got 4 of them, and it goes up to 4. Even if it's level 5, like, with power-ups, it should at least be able to dent him. I thought that's how they were going to use it, but, like, Taiga's running around with it, so I don't know what the hell's up with that.
But yeah. So yeah. Peridot says that he thought they just need to retrieve the Gashette and ask if it was really necessary to kill the Bugster. And Dan just says that without his approval, as Game Master, no game shall be created. Peridot says that in that case, the Juju Burger data should be deleted. But Dan just says that the game was originally created by him. And Paradise shouldn't lump Gashets and Bugster together. And then Dan goes, I will create the world of Kamen Rider Chronicle, which will be a world where each Gashet holds great significance.
So, I've never seen Parado this upset.
Parado, I'm still not sure what's up with him.
And it's weird because he's clearly mad that Dan killed another Bugster, but he did it himself last episode.
Right.
So,
I think it's more like, yeah, but that had a purpose to strengthen them, right? Like,
No.
because they needed the data.
The Bugster just started attacking him, so he's like, okay, I'll play with you too, and one-shot it.
Right, but that was more like self-defense in Parado's eyes. Like, he doesn't, like, if you're dumb enough to attack me, you're gonna die. But, like, Bergamon didn't do anything. So it's like, what's the point? Like, there's nothing gained here.
Yeah, they didn't absorb his data, too, with the bug visor.
Yeah, Revolde at least got the data, so he's not totally gone. Potentially. This guy is just dead. And then the other thing is, like, Dan's like this weird racist asshole where it's like, oh yeah, the Gashets are perfect because, you know, I made them, but like these Bugster things, fuck them. And like, I think Parado for the first time, like Parado and Dan, I think Parado already knew what they were gonna throw down, but like for the first time, I think like Parado's like getting a reason to really dislike this guy, because before it's like, alright, Dan's gonna get in my way eventually, I'm gonna have to take him down. Now it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're like, in his eyes now, it's finally like, you're an evil bastard.
If Parado ends up being the one to take out Dan, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Me too.
Knockout fighter!
Oh.
Are we all like Team Parado now? Just to kick Dan's ass?
Hammond's always been a kind of a dickbag, so... Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I think it's because, like, he analyzed Mighty Brothers, and then he's absorbed, like, at least 2 more Bugsters, so who knows what his level actually is. Like, he might be equal to level 20 now. We don't know that.
Dangerous Zombie started at level 20, didn't he?
10.
No,
10?
level 10.
Oh, 10.
But did we ever get confirmation that absorbing Bugster actually powers him up?
No.
No, I mean, I think he's putting it into Chronicle, and then he's just gonna use it himself or whatever.
Yeah.
So in which case that might beat level 50 or at least be as strong. So he's like, alright, my ultimate Gashet's almost complete, right?
Right.
Various writers team help in I'm still having
You know what? It's pretty much straight up Ryuki at this point with Laser gone. Because, like, you got Emu, the one good guy writer, like the standard, like, I'm here to fight the monsters. Right? And then there's the, hey, I'm kind of a good guy, but I have, like, a huge ego, and I'm kind of an asshole guy, so that's Hero. And then, like, Zolda, it takes forever to get on their side, and it's taking Taiga, like, hopefully by episode 20-ish or like mid-20s he's on their side, because where else can his story go? I thought Nico was gonna push it, but like
Nico's getting repetitive.
yeah, it just might derail his story if she keeps this up. I mean, it kind of sucks that we can't get his backstory to, you know, pad up the episode count, because that's all just gonna be in the DVD or Blu-rays, the extra 4 episodes. It sucks.
I'm glad they did.
Okay. His journey was perfect. What kind of annoys me now is that, like, is it a rumor or was there a picture that Laser might show up in one of the Taisens?
Oh no, it's in the commercials. He's coming back.
Okay, you know what? They have time travel. Just say it's Laser from before he died.
Probably will.
I'm
I was
yeah,
gonna
I'm okay
say,
with it.
just abuse Deno.
Yeah, I'm cool with that happening. I don't want him to come back from the dead.
Honestly, Kiva, when I found out Kiva had time travel in it, I was shocked that Deno had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, they're magic.
We've been over. Steve said he would create the world of Kamen Rider Chronicle, where each Gashat, a world where each Gashat holds great significance. And that's the end of the episode. It was a good episode. I can't wait for next week because that one looks like it's going to be exciting. I just hope they put Excite back at the beginning.
Yeah. I really appreciated the comic relief, but they really do have a way of turning the brightest moments dark, so.
I think the comedy moments in this one were better than the rest of the
So, even though it was clear that Juju Burger was going to be a one-off transformation, I'm disappointed that it's gone, because I could see that being more useful than Geki Totsu robots.
I mean, robots haven't shown up, but yeah, that could have been interesting.
Yeah, well, that's my point, is that Geki Totsu robots is a useless Gashat that shouldn't have been in the show. It has one gimmick, which is the rocket off punch, and it got used more times as an assist than Emu actually transformed into it. At least Juju Burger is like, Emu could actually viably transform into this going forward.
Yeah, it's, you know what it is? It's that Ben 10 speed form.
Accelerate?
Yeah, the blue one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he shot
Basically that.
ketchup and mustard, though.
Okay, fine. Accessorized. I mean, with this aesthetic, it works pretty well too because they have the whole cyclist thing and the over-the-top colors. If it only shot mayonnaise, though. I know, but Beast, man. He's in the... actually, I don't think Ex-Aid's in the Brave spin-off thing.
Well, I think I think Emu's in there, but not to
Oh,
transform.
yeah, he is, because OJ's kicking his ass. So that's good. Anyway, let me just do my final thoughts. This was a good episode. Like, man, this show. Every time you think, oh, it's just gonna be a fun ride, and nope, there is no fun ride. It's always shit's going down, especially now, man. Like, I can't believe it has this much plot, and it's like 17 episodes in. And there's clearly enough stuff to keep going. Damn, man, this show's insane. Like, imagine if they added the stuff from the spin-offs and the movies, because they pretty much could be added to the show. It's like, this is amazing writing to put this much content. And like, you would think, oh, Kamen Rider Game Doctors, right? Just do like reboot or something. You know, they'd run out of ideas eventually, but like, no, they're basically ignoring both aspects and still writing a good show. It's madness.
Oh yeah, this episode was definitely fun, and I couldn't believe that they made a Burger Time game.
You know what? Why isn't there a... What's that Tonto drum one?
Taiko Drum Master?
Yes,
Taiko no Tatsujin? What about it?
that game. Because, man, it's like the best crossover with Hibiki right there. And
Yeah.
nothing.
It's gonna be in the third episode of the Genim spinoff.
Is it?
Yep.
Nice.
It's the one that comes with the
saying
DVD.
nice, but it's gonna be terrible. Like, is that any good? I don't think so. It's the standard Legend Hero crap.
But yeah, That's the toy that comes with the DVD. Kind of like the 45 icon was last year.
Anything else on this episode?
Not really. I guess next time we'll see you next time for episode 18 of Kamen Rider Ex-Aid, The Revealed Truth, and possibly episode 1 of what is it? Uchi Sentai Q Ranger? But yeah. That's all for this week. Bye.
Yep, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Later, everyone.